All righty. You see the logo, baby. You know what that means. SeatGeek. Today's show is sponsored by SeatGeek. We talking about the number one rated ticketing app. I mean, let's talk about why. Over 28 million downloads. They offer over 70,000 plus events. And if I remember correctly, the NFL season is all the way back, baby. So when you're talking about the season being back, you make sure that, you don't miss out on some of these games that are happening. I know it's a lot of the black and gold fans out there. As I'm scrolling on my phone right now, I'm just trying to see, which seats I want for that game that's going to be taking place this weekend, all right? Because they got how they rating them: good, amazing, great. I mean, dude, it tells you right there. All right? But, of course, I'm not going to just come up here and bother you with what I get out of this, because I want to show you what you get out of this. For the first time, people out there, when you make your first purchase, right, your first set of tickets that you're going to order on SeatGeek, you use the promo code Moats, you're getting $20 off. All right, you see it right there. Promo code Moats, $20 off. It's a great little situation. So do yourself a favor and don't miss out on that next event that you really want to be at. But shout out to SeatGeek. As I told y'all, it's that time. We here. It's time for a little victory formation, man. Can you hear me?
We made it.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
I had to get a new mic. My head is cut off in the camera. We got all these designs. There's so much going on.
You are good over there. You are good. Shout out to the doc. We got the doc in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
The PhD has arrived. How are you?
Hello,
Good to see you.
I am doing
Yeah.
well, so well. I have been listening to the show, actually. So I'm doing this thing where I'm like, should I listen to it or should I just come in and not know anything? Because I was torn. And I think moving forward, I'm not going to listen to it. So if I come up and say something different than you, it will be fine. So yeah, I'm just excited. Listen, this is game day. Okay. The NFL kicks off today. It starts today. This is the moment. Like, this is it. Like, let's go. Like, I don't care what the excuses is. I don't care if your pinky hurts. I don't care if you have a headache. Get out there and get ready to go. Get ready to play football. I don't know if Cam Hayward has a contract. None of us know. Just get out there. It's game time.
Hey, look, he's a team captain. That's all that matters. All right. We know he's a captain. That's got to count for something. That's all we know.
That's it. That is it. I am so happy to be here. Like, all week I've been like, and then when I get to Thursday, it's on. So I am happy to be here. So welcome everyone. Thank you for welcoming me back. I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Like I told y'all, man, this is what we're going to be doing. You're going to be seeing a lot of TaNeisha, man. She's been doing awesome work on her own channel, The Really Flawed Football, but also when we've been collabing as well. I know I've been enjoying it. Looks like you enjoy it. And most definitely the comments, they all enjoyed it as well, man. So shout out to y'all as well. All right. But let's talk because it is victory formation. And what that is, ladies and gents, it's when we actually lock in on this game preview. It's time to talk this Jets matchup, what we want to see, what we're feeling. And we got some key matchups, etc. But to spark this thing off, how are you even feeling about this matchup? Week 1 Jets. What's your energy with them?
I feel good. I feel good because I don't know anything to not feel good, because we haven't seen anything. And sometimes I think ignorance is the best form to kind of go into this, because I'm like, oh, Aaron Rodgers will be fine. Jalen Ramsey will be fine. They'll be fine, right? Like, they'll be fine. So, I feel great because I don't know any better. I didn't see anything else. So I'm like, everything's going to be great. It's going to be perfect. Like, why not? So, yeah.
I know facts on that. And look, and I'm with you, because think about this. If you go out there, it's different, right? Preseason, we know, man. Look, even if it was a bad play, it's preseason. We're not counting that. It's totally different. This is week 3, and we're like, man, we seen him get beat twice now on that 60-yard bomb. We didn't see this dude give up 2 sacks. Hey, bro, I don't feel too good about this one. We can't say that going to this one. Literally, it's all, if you're an optimistic person, you might be looking at it glass half full. If you're pessimistic, you're like, all right, glass half empty. But nobody knows with certainty right now. And I think that is the exciting part, and why optimism around the league is traditionally so high this time of year. But when I look at the Jets, I'm like, you know what? I think we got some things that we can attack, though. We should have
Me
some things
too.
that we could get at them.
Me too. Starting with
Go ahead, get off.
let's start with that what is he? The right tackle, the 11th overall pick, 9th overall pick, whatever he is. Okay, I don't care at this point, okay? He's on the other team. So all that cheering I did for him in college, I don't care. Like this defensive line needs to go to work on a rookie right tackle. Period. The whole right side of the line. I need the Steelers to challenge that entire right side of the line all game. Full stop.
I love that.
Let's do what we got to do. Let's rotate it. I don't care. Whatever it looks like. Let's just take care of that. So that's a matchup that I was like, okay, I know this is something we should be able to exploit. So that was the first thing I was thinking about. I'm like, all right, I kind of like where this is going.
I like the fact that I already know. I said, when you said that right side, I said, oh yeah, she hip. She definitely like it. Let's go. Let's go. Because yes, ladies and gents, man, the person that, was supposed to be out there in terms of the guard spot, Elijah Vera Tucker, he's also out. So that right side of that old line, it's a little iffy right now. For sure. Yeah. And like you said, they got I'm about to say you got the rookie starting at tackle. He's technically was the 7th overall pick. I'll put some respect. Let's put some respect on him. All right.
Get that money, brother. Good for you.
Armand Membu. Shout out to Armand Membu. All right. But that right side though, man, when you're talking about the continuity of it, that's the thing that kind of stood out to me because I'm questioning when you have a new center, right? Obviously, in terms of what's my man's name? Let me pull his name up real quick so I don't butcher. Give him the respect. But Josh Myers, right? Obviously just came over from Green Bay. Good player, but new. So how does that look week one? Start one, right? Obviously, different style quarterback when you're going from a Jordan Love to a Justin Fields type, man. Right. One guy a little bit more prone to take off versus the other guy being more prone to sit back there to throw that ball. That's different. Joe Tippmann, who played obviously last year, but that wasn't the guy that they wanted to be their starting right guard this year. That's what they wanted Elijah Vera Tucker out there. Yeah. But Vera Tucker's out for the season. That torn tricep, we ain't about to see that at all. Yep. So once again, if you were coming in this whole preseason and the mindset is this guys I've been working with, I understand his strengths and weaknesses. Now I got to learn, how does this guy communicate? When those twists start happening, when Highsmith and TJ and Cam and all these dudes get to do it, hey man, who's what? Those are the things that show up. And when you're also doing that with a rookie right tackle, Armand Membo, right? No matter how good this dude looked at college, this is not Missouri. No matter how good that dude looked in college, he is not blocking any of those dudes. He's going to be facing a guy by the name of Trent Jordan Watts, who up until about 2 weeks ago was the highest paid player that was not a quarterback in the whole history of the NFL. Yeah. That is a different animal. That's a different type of beast that he has to worry about. And that's one of those things that I do feel we should be able to take advantage of. I'm with you on that. What else you had though? But before we get going even more, what else you had to
you know what else? The other thing too, and I hate to say this because I really cheer for Justin Fields, I really do.
Shout out to Fields,
but we know him. Like we should know him, and so we should know his tendencies. We should know what he likes to do. We should know his go-tos. We should know the things, and I think that helps us because our defense is our thing, right? Like that is our bread and butter. Like that's where we live. That's where we make our money. That's where we make our championships. Like that's who we are. And so I expect the Steelers team. I don't know if confuse is the right word for Fields, but we need to obviously contain him in the pocket first and foremost. Like let's contain him there. But I really am interested to see our chess match between him and us, because I think we have the advantage there just because he's trying to prove himself. And he has so many things because he can run. And I think that helps us a little bit. And so, yeah. And I know some people will say like, yeah, but what about Rodgers and the Jets? Okay. Rodgers, everybody knows though. Like literally everybody. Like Rodgers isn't going to do anything new this season. He's just not. And so, but it's always been with Rodgers. Can you stop it? Right? Yeah. You know he's going to throw a Hail Mary. Everyone knows he's throwing a Hail Mary. And guess what? You still can't stop it. You still can't. Everybody knows he wants to go to his go-to receivers, and you can't stop it because he throws the ball so perfectly. There's nothing you can do about that. That's not Justin Fields.
Yo, you better talk over there. All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh my God. It's almost like you was in my pre-show meeting over here. I was over here like, all right, I got this I want to talk about. All right, I got that. And you just go right down the list perfectly. So let's get into this quarterback situation, because one of the things that I addressed when I actually put it in my notes, I said for the weakness with the Jets, new quarterback with question marks.
Mm.
Justin Fields obviously has a ton of talent, right? He can
Yep.
run like the wind, has a rocket arm, right? Prototypical size and all these other things included. Very tough. But this is how many teams he's been on now within the past couple of years, right? This is also how many different coordinators he's had to work with in the past couple of years. That isn't happening for any reason, right? You don't see Mahomes out here bouncing around. You don't see Lamar bouncing around. You don't see Joe Burrow bouncing around. You don't see Josh Allen bouncing around. And the reason is because those guys have figured out a way to be more consistent with their play. They understand when to put the cape on and be Superman and when they can leave the cape over there and be Clark Kent. Right now, Justin Fields is still trying to figure that out. Last year, in those first 6 games, we thought that he did a good job of it, but we would all agree it's incomplete. 6 games isn't a full and enough sample size. So when you're looking at what that's going to look like early on in the season, is he going to be the guy that's trying to prove to the league that, hey, I can be a pocket passer?
Right.
Or is he the guy that's going to be saying, I'm going to go back to what worked for me in Chicago, where I'm one read, footwork is all over the place, I'm going to just tuck it and go? Or is it, hey, last year in Pittsburgh, where you look the best you've looked, but everybody complains because they say we had handcuffs and training wheels on you. So which one do you want it to be?
Yep.
That's the thing that he has to figure out in week 1 versus TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward and company, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slade. That's the people that he has to figure this out. When we blitz and sending guys left, right, hitting folk, sticky coverage, that is different. And I just think, man, when you're the new guy with those type of expectations in New York, where he's going to be viewed as be the savior, fix this. I know Rodgers can fix this. Rodgers doesn't have that type of pressure here. We all know if this doesn't go right, we put it on Coach Tomlin anyways.
Exactly.
Wrong and different. We already know this. That's not the case in New York. It's going to be on Justin Fields. They look at Aaron Glenn and say, hey, we respect what you did, man. We know who you are. Cool. They're going to say Fields. Oh, man, it's Fields being Fields again. So that's the part where I'm just like, yeah, that's going to be something that I think we should have the advantage in week 1. Now, down the line, we'll see in terms of how that develops in terms of Justin Fields as QB1, him and Garrett Wilson, their relationship. But as a whole in week 1, yeah, we should be able to take advantage of that. Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. And I think the other thing is too, is Justin Fields is not Lamar Jackson. But the one thing I added on my notes is, if we can contain Lamar Jackson, and when I say contain Lamar Jackson, take it with a grain of salt. We know what that means. Justin Fields isn't that. And so I need my expectation for my elite average football team is to be able to take care of Justin Fields. Like, you just take care of it. Is he going to have runs sometimes? Sure. But your job is to take care of it. And so I like, you know, and I always say, line it up, right? I like my guys more than I like their guys. That's just how it is. That's just how I feel.
Yes.
I just feel like I like us better than them right now in this situation.
No, absolutely. And I also think, you know, when we take that approach of lining it up, right? Personnel for personnel, if we go position for position, how do we feel in the quarterback matchup? You got the youth of Fields, but you got the proven ultra production, God tier level of consistency from Aaron Rodgers. When we look at both of these offensive lines, it's like, all right, they have a revamp O-line. We got a revamp O-line. They got a lot of pedigree in theirs. We got a lot of pedigree in ours. They got more like higher first round draft pick, but it's like, yo, that's rookie and that's year 1 player.
Exactly.
Where we look at ours, we're like, all right, well, that guy's been a rookie. That guy's year 1, but we got a Sayumalu over here as well. When we look at the receiver room, Garrett Wilson is their premier guy. That's the guy that they're bringing out. That's the first one that comes out. Well, who do you think our first wide receiver we throwing out there, huh? How you feel about our first? How you feel about our guy? I'm just saying, right? It's like, yo, that's our guy. It used to be we stay in George Pickens, and it'd be like, all right, man, we got to argue about, hey, well, he can develop it too, the ceiling, and all. It's like, we got DK Metcalf, bro. You know what that is. You know exactly what that is. And then when you throw the defense out there, these are the conversations. All right, well, Will McDonald, heck of a pass rusher. I'm a fan of his game, his ability to affect the quarterback. I think that's one of the matches we're going to talk about in a little bit, right? But are we saying Will McDonald is better than TJ Watt or even Alex Highsmith at this stage, right?
Nobody would say that.
Those are the things that I'm looking at. I'm like, Will McDonald has his first 10.5 sack season. Highsmith has a 14.5. Like, what? Like, let's put it into comparison, right? And they both rushing on the left side too, right? So those are the things where I'm looking across the board, and it's like, I feel very good about what we bring on paper. But the best thing to me is when we're talking about the coaching element. We have a lot of continuity there. We got a lot of proven leadership there. We got not just a Coach Tomlin, but we talk about in terms of former head coaches being in the staff, right? That matters. Flip side is Aaron Glenn. This is going to be his first opportunity with that Jets team.
Yeah.
How much has the message resonated? How quickly has he got those guys up to speed? How are they going to handle that adversity when it hits? Because we know how Coach Tomlin does. It's a proven track record, right?
Yeah,
we
the first moment. Yeah,
we know this. Yeah.
And can I just also say,
we know how he do.
The Jets fans are not the most patient. So how is that going to feel?
You said fireman Ed doesn't have all the patience and isn't the most just loyal and diehard fan. Like he's like, hey guys. Oh, you're into
the first half, by the end of the first quarter, they could be
like, bro, you better stop this, bro. Oh my, you are the most diehard, non-diehard fan I've ever seen, but he's like the most all right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love it. So yeah, I mean, there's so many things. And the other thing too is, and you know this because I kind of led with this during the offseason when Aaron Rodgers formally committed. This isn't college, this is the NFL. But formally committed. I don't know why I just said that. Like that is such a college term.
He gave us officially signed the letter of intent. He's locked that up. We're good.
my code switching didn't work out in that one. Okay.
I
was thinking about college football and it didn't quite work. This is also Aaron Rodgers' chance to go back into a place that he's responsible for tearing down, making, he's responsible for all of that, right? Because it was all his fault.
He had a lot of hands on that.
Correct. And now he gets to go back and say, okay, I might have, but I'm with it's like your new girlfriend that's hotter, skinnier, sexier, better. And you kind of show up and you're like, oh, like, come on, babe. And he gets a chance to do that. So I'm excited for that for him. Because as a competitor, you have to be like, you see my new cast of characters? Come on, guys. Yeah. Like, come on. So anyway, so that's something else I was thinking about. And we all know those terrible towels are going to be waving. Shout out to those terrible towels.
For sure. Like I said, I love all of that. And at the same time, it's like, man, I do still respect, I do think the Jets are going to have certain things that they could do to make it interesting, right?
I agree.
As much as I feel confident about what we could do defensively, it's like, yeah, will Justin Fields' ability to run the football have an impact? Sure. We just want to make sure that it's minimized, contained. And that's what you said. And I think that was perfect. And I'll even think back to a couple of years when he was with the Bears. Think about that Bears, and we end up going into overtime. TJ Watt makes the spectacular play to end it for us, right? But it's like you watch Fields, man, he had moments where he threw the ball and was like, all right, it flashed. He had moments where he ran it. But as a whole, it was contained. I think that that's going to be that big part because we know how dynamic he is. We saw it at times last year. But that's for sure the area that if we could make them one-dimensional in that space, I think that puts so much more, in our corner for us to get that dub right there.
I agree. And you can do that super chat if you want to.
Oh yeah. I say, it's a shout out. All right,
I got you. Listen, I got you. We got to read them before we put them on the screen these days.
Shout out to James Kick. All right. When I see your name pop up, I was like, oh, nope, I ain't touching that just yet. You got make sure you proofread that. All right.
I was like, okay. I think we're good. Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one.
James Kick did show love, and he says, Moats, I know you told me you can't come into the game this week, but can Miss TaNeisha fly in and represent you? He says that would be cool. And come on, who doesn't want to come to Jersey? Please, let's go Steelers. You funny, James. I like how you try to just keep it real smooth. Oh, just come to the game. Let's come to the game. Hey, look, Moats, you can't go. TaNeisha, why don't you TaNeisha to the game? You not slick, man. Y'all gotta chill, man. All right, let's go. And I do see also Jay Cooley says, who scores our first touchdown this season? Ooh, I like that one.
That's a good one. I am so bad at picking scores and picking like things like that. Like it's a joke. Yeah. Like anytime I say something, a safety usually is the reason why we score. Like it's always off the wall. So ridiculous. I kind of want it to be Jaylen Warren, and I want it to be because the offensive line creates that for him.
Okay.
Like that, I want to see that's what I want to see. And that's what I want to see, right? I want it to be, and if he can go through untouched, I want it to be like a moment where I can go, uh-oh.
I'll say a lot.
Did we just block that? Is that our
Where y'all come from?
That's what I want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be great if it was that. Just because, I mean, historically in the red zone we struggle, so so there's that. But that's what I would pick. I don't know. What do you think?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
so
What
for
would you
me,
pick?
as it was funny, man. When you said Jalen Warren, I was the first one of the names that popped in because I'm like, oh, that's new money. But
Yeah.
I'll also go with this. Give me Pat Frymouth. I
Ooh, tight
think,
end.
man, obviously we're coming out. We know we're going to run with a lot of heavy personnel, big body groupings. But I also feel like this is going to be Aaron Rodgers' chance to show not just him being back, but his ability to spread that ball around. A lot of people are assuming, man, every pass has to be DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson, right? But we are going to work Pat Frymouth. Arthur Smith wants to utilize these tight ends. He brought in Jonnu Smith for a reason, Darnell Washington, etc. I think that Muth is that guy. I think Muth will be the first guy to score that touchdown for us. I like it in that high red zone, man, about 17 yards out. All right. Give me something nice in there.
Okay.
And probably he can have a nice little defender guarding him too. But I like him to give a little head nod. Give me something sweet in there, baby. That's what I'm going with. All right. So
like it.
I got Muth scoring
like
the first touchdown this
And
season.
Can I just say, somebody, I think it just popped up in the chat.
I just saw
The first score of the game is probably going to be a field goal. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, with who we are.
What's happening?
We can't forget who we are. Okay, everyone,
Boss. It's Boss.
It's the first points of the game are probably going to Chris Boswell. Okay? Let's just put that in there, and then after we'll start crying. Okay, I'm telling you, if this team, I don't even know what I don't even know what I would do if this team opened up with getting the ball and drove down the field and scored a touchdown. I don't know. I might show up in a bikini or something on Tuesday. Okay.
Look, so look, check me out. This is how I feel. Because of what we just saw happen with UNC and TCU, if we score on the opening drive, I'm going to feel nervous. I'm going to feel like we got jinx. I'm going to feel like this is a trick. Y'all are setting me up for the okie doke. Because I watched that UNC game. They marched on that field. I was over here like, is that the same Freddie Kitchens that was in Cleveland? Like, that can't be that Freddie Kitchens. What the heck is this? Like, what? And then the game proceeded. I was like, oh, all right, that's Freddie. I know him. That's Freddie. He's running that football. He's going to run the football. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to run the football. All right. So, yeah, that's my only thing. I'm like, yo, as much as I would want us to come out there, open a drive, touchdown, and we feel great about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe not so fast. Just don't give me an open field goal. Open the field goal, and then we get it rolling.
I think we all collectively are going to think we're going to the Super Bowl because it just doesn't happen. And so we're just going to it would be out of control. Anyways, like at this point, I'm like,
and don't let it be a week one open and drive Rodgers the DK bomb.
Oh my, we would lose it. We would lose. You know what's actually so funny is like we even no matter what happens in the game, we would always talk about that. Yeah, but when we opened up, we threw that ball 65 yards.
We've never done that before. We've never done that. That's different. That's why we different. That's what happened.
We're a new team. We're new. That's usually what football teams do. But for us, we're like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to kick. Okay, we're going to kick the field goals. We're going to do this. We're not going to manage the clock well. You know, all the things. So.
No, absolutely. So shout out to that though, man. But I did got a couple of matchups that I did want to hit on real quick and kind of get your thoughts on them as well. First one though that kind of stood out to me, man. DK Metcalf, we obviously know who he is, man. New money as well, but just got the highest paid DB in the NFL, also in Sauce Gardner. We know that's going to be one of those ones, ultra physical. But to me, I think that that's one of those matchups right there. If DK can find a way to have more success in that helps us in a major way.
I agree.
Sauce likes to follow guys, but we know Sauce's reputation is handsy. And I think that plays into DK's, wheelhouse because of how big he is and because of how he plays the game on top of that. But I also think it helps to draw some of those 50-50 flags down in the game as well, man. Those are the things I think are going to help us out in that matchup. But that's one of those ones early on that I'm like, yeah, that's 5-star. That's box office. I can't wait for that one.
I love it. And I am watching that because of that, but I'm also watching it to see what that means for other people. Right. Because we have this whole wide receiver 2 conversation, right? That's kind of happening in the background. And I'm kind of curious to see like, okay, if whatever, right? If whatever's
who get the
happening with
Brandon
them.
Stevens of the world.
Yeah, like let me see who the second option. Like let me see. Like what does that look like on that second option? Like who is the second option?
Right.
So, I mean,
in Roman Wilson we trust. All right.
put in a
In
tight
Calvin
end.
Austin we trust.
Is Calvin Austin healthy?
So the way that Coach Tomlin articulated, he simply said that, we understand that Calvin and Alex Highsmith had reasons why their participation was limited this preseason, but we don't anticipate them having anything hindering them from being out there come Sunday. You take that for how you take that, but that's how he worded it. That's exactly how he said it too. I was like, so does that mean they're healthy or they're not healthy? That's what he explained.
It means they're not healthy, and there's a chance that
you see what I'm saying. You see,
yeah.
But the only people he's ruled out, Derek Kramer's the only one that's ruled out. Herbig was the other guy that he spoke of in the sense of it's kind of up in the air if he actually is going to play on Sunday because he's coming back from the hamstring. But that was it. So I'm like, all right, Coach T, I'm hearing what you're saying. We'll see though. We'll see. But that's what he said. That's what he said. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. We'll see. So Calvin Austin.
All right, Coach.
We'll see.
Right. Yeah.
I ain't said. He said it. Don't shoot the message. I'm just here. Yep. But next matchup though that we should feel really good about, and you already kind of alluded to this, so shout out to you. But we got TJ Watt versus Rookie Blood, fresh meat. He said he like his fish wet and squirming, baby. Come on now. Armand Membu, obviously the 7th overall pick, heck of a player collegiately, but we're talking about TJ Watt. We know what TJ Watt is. Unfortunately, he's no longer the highest paid ever non-quarterback. Shout out to Michael Parsons for that. But he's still the baddest defender on the planet, man. I don't care about anybody that has these awards outside of TJ because TJ is that guy. But to me, man, this is the one. Armand, even in the preseason, like he has rookie mistakes. You can see it. It's like it's not like he's been out there. Yeah, it's just not like he's been
like me. Are you a psycho like me? And you were kind of checking in.
Of course.
Are you a psycho like me? Oh my god! Because I was kind of like, when did the
all right. Yeah. Let me just. I need to watch this. Let me. Oh, I was like, huh?
The drives. Okay.
Hey, that's the one, right? I had it with. Okay.
And I put my. I was like, okay, noted. Okay.
I was like, that's not TJ Watt that's rushing against him right now. I was like, I know what TJ is.
Psycho that did that.
All right, yeah, we are here. We are here. Yeah,
I already have the Seahawks schedule pulled up, so I know when they play this weekend.
All right, come on now.
All in.
So how can we get better if we don't do all of these to make ourselves get better? We got to see this, man. I got to get information. I need to know. All right, I want to know everything. Is he healthy? Is he not? Has he looked? What did the preseason look like? Oh, all right, got one. Okay. Circle him. So yeah. That's the one. Shout out to you, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Funny.
Let's go.
I was like, I'm never telling anyone I did this. I'm like, no, but what I did was every time the Jets were on in the preseason, I watched their first few drives. I'm not gonna lie. I watched them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's supposed to. Hey, look, I don't want my first time seeing them to be Saturday. Sunday. Let me just get a peek. All right, okay. All right. I see what y'all trying to do. And with that brings me to this next matchup, which is for us, man. Patrick Queen versus Justin Fields in the QB run game. You look at how they utilize Justin Fields in this preseason. He is still that same dude, man, that is pulling it down and getting up out of there. Even when he was scoring, I believe it was them versus the Packers in one of the matchups, he's one-on-one with the LB. He just runs right by him, right? And that's the thing. And when we're looking at a guy like Patrick Quinn, we say, we brought you here. We compensated you to attack these type of guys, the Lamar Jacksons of the world, the dual threat, specimens. Yeah. This is that one right here where, as much as I would love to say Peyton Wilson's going to be in coverage. Peyton Wilson's going to be running with tight ends and running backs. That's what he's supposed to be doing. PQ, you're the guy, though. PQ is the guy that, man, has to be able to match Justin Fields sideline to sideline, and I think he is fully capable of that and ready for that. And when you talk about the familiarity with both of those guys being here last year, they had some nice matchups in training camp, man. These are two highly competitive, just freaky dudes for their positions. But PQ has to match that. And that's the big reason why I'm over here like, PQ, you better make sure your lungs, You done cardioed up. You good to go. Get a little oxygen, whatever you need.
Please.
Because, we can't have you being tired. We don't want the hands on the hips. You remember that? We ain't doing that again, all right? We don't want none of that. But that's the one, though. That's the one. We definitely got to keep that because that's going to be the big part of containing Justin Fields in that run game. It's not always the design QB runs. It's going to be that pass where he's sitting back there and he wants to pull it. And now we're looking at PQ saying, hey, that's your guy. Go get him.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good call. And that is part of the whole game plan of like Justin Fields will be Justin Fields because this is, we're all, this is the NFL, right? Like this is the NFL. I get it. And you should win more battles than you lose. Period. So that's kind of like where I'm
absolutely. So look, if they match up 10 times in this opportunity, I need PQ walking away with 6 to 7 of them. Exactly. Straight like that. Like that. Can't be even. We got to win it. Can't be even. We have to win it. And this is the same message that Coach Tomlin tells those guys as well. When he pull up these A players versus A players, the 5-star matchups, we're not looking for evens. I don't want to even. I need a clear victory, man. Those are going to be the things, man. Absolutely. A players play like A players. Otherwise, we got the wrong players here. That's how it is, man.
And that's a different conversation.
Simple. It is that simple, man. Straight up. Now, one of the ones that I don't necessarily feel as strong confidence about, but I know it's extremely important, and we're going to learn a lot. Broderick Jones versus Will McDonald.
I thought I was trying to give Broderick a break.
All right. Hey, Broderick, you've had a heck of a preseason. I don't know if anybody has been beating the table and champion for you the way that I've been this preseason. We've been chopping up film on you. We've been talking about you a lot. I'm in your corner, Broderick, okay? I put a lot out there on you. I'm supporting you, all right? I believe you. But you got a dog of a matchup this week in Will McDonald, okay? He did come off for 10.5 sacks last year. The dude could play. Good size on him, athletic, understands how to rush the passer, knows how to put together moves. He's hungry. He's good.
Yep.
This is going to be a great first test for Broderick. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to see if the things we were seeing from him in the preseason, where he looked athletic, where he looked confident, where he didn't look overwhelmed, where he wasn't highly penalized, right? If all of those things that we've been seeing that I've been articulating are true, well, this is going to be a great opportunity to put it on display because Will is going to want to kill Aaron Rodgers out there. We already know this.
Absolutely.
He's going to be extremely hungry. And if you're Will McDonald and you're doing like most pass rushers do, and you're saying, which tackle do I want to rush between Troy and Broderick? I'm going to rush Broderick. All right.
You go every time.
Until Broderick proves otherwise, that's kind of what you're doing right now. So that's one of those matchups that I'm saying, man, Broderick, prove why you are who you are. We draft you in that first round. You had a lot of prestige, a lot of acclaim coming into the league. We understand you was at right tackle, but now you are at your position. Make it look right, man. Yeah.
And I need you to show up, right? Like I always say, like in college, I'm like, show up, do the job. And I'm also kind of like, okay, they're, week to week too. All right. In the NFL, I'm like, show up and do your job. Show up and do your job. Like you have a job, show up and do it. Full stop. Like show up and do your job. And I will say that I'm actually excited to see this matchup now so that we can kind of get a good gauge. Like, are we talking about like 50-50 here? Is he going to win? Like, what are we doing? Because I think, again, this is a me brain because I'm a fan. I might say this and you might go, no.
But that's not a regular, that's a PhD brain. Just put some respect on it. It's a PhD one, all right? It ain't no regular one, it's PhD. It's top notch.
So in my mind, I'm thinking this. I think football is full of mind games. The mind games you play with yourself and the mind games the coaches are kind of play with you to get you kind of out of your rhythm. And I need Broderick to stay locked in. And I need, even if he does well in the first time and it seems easy or, like I need him to like stay focused because it's a 60-minute game and all the things. But like, I'm interested to see what kind of mind games are almost going to play with him on, because I think part of the challenge for these athletes is that mind game of like, I got it, I'm good, everything's fine. And then it's like, no, you're not. And it's like, is he mentally tough enough for the entire 60 minutes? Not the first quarter, not just the third quarter, not just like the entire game. That's what I want to see from him, because I can't critique him technically, right? And that's not my thing. I can critique your mental capacity to stay focused. I can critique your effort. I can critique how many times you have false starts and holdings and all of
Mm-hmm.
those things. So it's like,
And
I'm
all of those are
curious.
mental lapses too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm looking for him. Like, yes, I want him to win the matchups. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I don't want you to false start either. I don't want you to get holding. Like, so I'm also kind of
Let's
looking at the other
go.
things, where I'm like,
Yes,
hold your
yes.
own and don't cost us.
And honestly, those are just as important to his overall production. You
Yeah.
can't be a good player if you're highly penalized pre-snap. If you have a lot of pre-snap movement, if you have a lot of blown assignments where, hey man, we were supposed to be sliding protection this way, but you went this
You
way,
didn't.
or you were
Yeah.
supposed to be double teaming this, but you went to that guy. That is a mental error. When we
Yeah.
talk about
Okay.
mentally staying locked in, we have a category for that. We call it mental errors. And as a defender, we say, man, mental errors and missed tackles are the two main reasons why teams get beat, why defenses get beat, why people get, why do you look bad at this level? You mentally have to be just as locked in, and you hit it perfectly. 60 minutes. Some
The
people
whole
do it for the first two series. Oh man,
right.
hey, y'all look great in that first quarter. And this is the thing that's funny, right? Because full circle moment. What is the thing that we always say about the Steelers? They always find a way in the end. You think about
Yeah.
Coach Thomas. That's what they do, because the mindset is always, we're not trying to do it right
The
here. We're
same. Yeah.
trying to make sure that we're going to do it in the end when it matters the most. So we're staying in the fight, staying in the fight, staying in the fight, staying in the fight. Now that it's getting to that nut cutting time, now it's getting time to the itty bitty, all the chips to the table. Man, you still can't stay focused on.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you thinking you tired. Oh, you a little sore because, you thought because you did it in the first quarter
It
and
was
y'all were up
done.
2 scores, that everything was good. Man, you had the exciting play, man. You got the social media crowd going nuts. But now, when it's actually time to hit this game winning field goal, your guy missed, our guy hits it, and we're out of here talking about, man, we won. It was an ugly win. I don't care how it looked. It's a
Yeah.
win. I ain't never seen an ugly win. Same way I ain't never
And
seen ugly millions. All right, I'm saying, bro, all that look good. All right, all that look good. I don't care what
I
y'all
like
say. You
that.
ain't gonna never make me feel like an ugly win. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's my biggest thing, right? Is how does he stay in there?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think everybody will admit he's our biggest weakness, probably
Yeah.
on offense.
Yeah. Well, we'll call this our biggest question mark.
Our
It just
our
sounds better.
biggest.
It sounds better.
You're right.
Biggest question
I
mark.
won't call him a
Biggest question
weakness.
mark.
I won't call
Question.
him a weakness. He's our
Yes.
biggest. He's our biggest. Whatever.
Yes.
Insert
Yes.
positive word like you
There
do
we go.
so
There we go.
well.
There we go.
And
There we go.
so
Yeah.
I mean he can't. And if he is going to be our biggest concern and
Yeah.
he plays decent, we should be fine. It's if it
You
goes the
with
other
me.
direction.
You with me. We on the same page. If
Yeah.
if bare minimum Broderick is the guy that we're saying is that line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he can be varsity, it's like, yo, we got what we
Yeah.
want, because he has to me, he's gonna have the toughest matchup of all the guys that are out there. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the one that isn't necessarily slanted in his side all the way, but he
Mm-hmm.
can change that narrative. And I think that's the cool part about the games now. All of the speculation, all of whether guys are promoting dudes or talking bad on people, it's like all that kind of goes out the window, because
Yeah.
you get a chance to rewrite it. We always say that, these games are your living, breathing resume. I suck until I go out here and I block Will McDonald to sleep for 4 quarters. Hey, you're a nobody until you go out there and you get 3 sacks in this game, or
Mm-hmm.
you get these 2 picks. Nobody was talking about Beanie Bishop until he started getting interceptions. Then it was like, oh, people started to
Who
know
is
Beanie
that?
Bishop's name all of a sudden. Like, oh, who's
Yeah.
that kid right there? That's how it works. So to me, when I look at Broderick, it's like, hey, man, you can get that narrative off of you. You got an actual opportunity. You are in full control. And I
Yep.
think that's the best part about being a player. You get to change everything. You don't have to depend on that coach to give you no lifeline. You're the one out there blocking the dude. Do your
No,
job, man.
I
Do your
agree.
job.
No, I
Now,
agree.
the last matchup that, for me, that I'm kind of looking at, I'm saying this is one of those ones that I think is going to have those dividends on us. And I already talked about him in terms of that first touchdown element, is Pat Frymouth, but him versus Quincy Williams. I think for me,
Ah.
man, Quincy, super athletic. And it was interesting too, because in the preseason, the way that they were playing Quincy on the inside, they were using Jamin Davis, who had come from the Commanders, doing more of that Sam linebacker stuff. But with them releasing him, you're looking and it's like, well, how are they going to match up in some of those passing situations? Which of those linebackers between Sherwood and Williams do they want to have doing some of that
Okay.
running with the tight end stuff? And it's been more of Quincy based on the preseason, obviously with Aaron Glenn being the new guy over there. So when I look at Move, I'm saying to myself, man, we're going to use tight ends. We're going to have those LBs out there. If we're not trying to win in terms of attacking these corners, this is their best cover guy to me. this is going to be the guy that Muth has to win his fair share of matchups on. So when we're talking about the DK and Sauce being even, we're talking about Fields and Queen being even. I look at Pat Frymuth and I say, man, you and Quincy Williams, to me right now, y'all are pretty even. Quincy really just popped on the scene in terms of league-wide getting that accolade, getting that type of recognition. But he's a good player. Muth, he has that buzz, but it's still like, all right, are you ready to take that step to be a Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce type, or are you more nice wide or nice tight end number 2? Like that's what we're trying to see with Muth right now. So that's the reason why when I look at this matchup, I say, man, I want to see how he steps up versus this type of quality opponent, because if he is the guy who we feel he is, right, in terms of why we compensated him, in terms of why we even kept him after trading for Jonnu Smith, it's like, man, this is where you show it. This is where you prove to Omar that we don't need to go and get another high-level wide receiver 2. You're that guy. The production comes through you. So that's why I'm looking at him right there. And like I said, first matchup, we don't know what we don't know, So it's like, man, show us that you're that guy. Show us that you're ready to take that next step, that you're not just a guy, that you are the guy here. We talk about Heath still to this day because what he did here, man. Be that guy. You're capable of it, man. That's why I'm a big Muth fan, man. But it's like, yo, it's time, man. It's time.
It is past time. And there's 2 things I want to just say, because I have to say it. I don't want to see a single toss. I don't want to see it. I don't care. I don't want to see it. The second thing is, if we get into that red zone and I don't see Darnell Washington and DK Metcalf and at the same time,
for sure.
Okay. I will have a moment.
Sure.
Okay. So I don't want to see any tosses.
For sure.
Throw them away, burn them, set them on fire. I don't want to see that. I don't want to
tosses, see jet sweeps.
None of it. I don't want to see that. And if we get into that red zone and I don't see those 2 massive human beings in at the exact same time in the red zone, it hasn't happened yet. So I'm just verbally putting it out in the atmosphere, because how can we not have them both out there at the same time in the red zone? Like, I don't know anything about crafting a play, but I would like to think that those 2 guys you want out there on offense in the red zone. Like, I don't know. Like, call me crazy.
We ain't asked for much. We're not asking for much. We want our big body guys out there. And I'll take it a step further. Can I get a jump ball to one of those guys while they're out there in the red zone as well?
See, now you're pushing it. And can I just say something? That's the difference, though, between elite average and elite. Elite teams put their players out there and they give those guys the opportunity.
And they get on the ball. You're right.
And they give them the opportunity.
Yep.
Elite average puts them out there and the entire fan base is like, did we really just freaking do that and not throw it?
So, window dressing, smoke and mirrors.
Yes. It was out there, and then we hand off the ball to Warren and he gets -2 yards and we're like, what is this?
No. We give him the ball going away from those guys. It was like, hey, bro, the big guys are that way. Why are we running this way?
Big guys are on the right. Oh, that's like Coach Sark calling plays in the semifinals. Oh, okay, sorry.
See? So we're the same page.
I was triggered.
Yeah,
and Jack Sawyer. I need him to make a play. I need him to make a play. I need Jack Sawyer to make a play so that I can say, whoo, all right. The
He's with us now.
Yeah, he's okay.
One of us.
He's friendly.
Yes.
He's friendly.
Yes.
And I will say, those are my things.
He's fired up. He's ready to roll. He's good. Yeah. He's healthy. We do know that. It was like we talked about some of the other injury guys. He's been healthy, so we should feel good about him.
I am so excited just to see what this looks like. I need to see what this looks like. I need to see where my expectations should be, as far as that was crazy as hell. Let's never do that again. 2, okay. I've never kind of seen that one. Oh, okay. That was interesting. Didn't work, but that was interesting.
But it was pretty cool though. I was gonna say, so if you had to just, if you had like 2 or 3 things that you're like, yeah, this I just need to see these 3 things. If we can walk out with these 3 things, I'm good. I'm satisfied. What would those things be to you?
Turnover. I think we have to get turnovers. Mm-hmm. I think Boz has to hit every single field goal.
Shout out to Boz.
And when we get into the red zone, we have to score touchdowns. And I want to see that big boy package. Like why do we have them if we're not going to use them in the red zone? Yeah. Honestly, what is their purpose? And so those are kind of my 3 things where I'm like, turnovers is Steelers football. Chris Boswell hitting all his field goals is Steelers football.
He do that. Mm-hmm.
Right. But doing smart things on offense, that's usually where we, what's the word? Falter.
Struggle.
Oh,
Yeah, one of them
struggle.
words. Yeah, struggle,
Okay.
falter.
So those are my 3 things. Like, I want to see. Yeah, when I talk to you on Tuesday, I want to say, you know what? Huh. Okay, I saw some things. Like, I saw some things. So that's what I want. What about you? What are your
Let's
3?
go. Yeah, so for me, it's funny that you brought up the turnovers. I said we got to win the turnover battle. And I actually highlighted Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers because historically, Rodgers doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Rodgers' worst year, down year for him. How many turnovers did he have last year? Catch what I'm saying? Justin Fields on the other end, I mean, we know his track record. Last year was like the breath of fresh air that in 6 games he didn't have the turnovers.
Right.
But we also said why that was because of how we were using him and what we weren't doing with him. The more you allow Justin Fields to be a playmaker, the more you expose him to that negativity where those turnovers do pop up. And that was what really plagued him in Chicago. The football being on the ground, whether it was from sacks or the turnovers via interceptions. That's something that I feel like the Steelers have to take full advantage of. And if we're protecting the ball with an Aaron Rodgers-led team, it shouldn't be a ton of turnovers on that end. But defensively, we should be able to create that. And I think that that's one of the things that I do want to see. The next thing I would say is we got to limit the explosive pass play. And the reason why I just say the explosive pass play is this. We know the Jets are going to try to run the ball. That to me is their best chance for victory. If Fields has 100+ rushing, if you bring in Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, if those type of dudes are having that type of success running the football up and down on us, that hurts us because now the play action pass becomes a factor, and now Garrett Wilson really can thrive.
Yeah.
If you make Justin Fields have to sit back there and all he can do is throw the football because we're stopping him every single time they're trying to hand it off or do that QB run, you are going to see a version of Justin Fields that is going to go back to the Chicago vibe from my perspective. And I think that we will feel really good about that. But it all starts with limiting that explosive pass, but we got to make them one-dimensional. So that's the thing like I like. And then the last thing that I would say is communication pre-snap and post-snap. It's week 1. We've talked about it all preseason. Who have you not seen out there? The guys that are about to be out there for 4 quarters, 60 minutes, everything across the board. So we're talking about fatigue. We're talking about how do you feel when you're getting hit for the first time. We're talking about how do you handle having success for the first time this season with the new cast of characters. That first time you make your explosive play, you're so hyped. You're like, but you celebrate a little bit too hard. Now you're a little winded the next play. That type of stuff you got to manage, right? Oh, that's in week 1. These are the little details that we don't talk about. You like, bro, you learn. All right, that celebration's a little bit too much, bro. Not like gonna get the ref all the way back. All right, so I'm thinking of all of that, but also this O-line, right? In terms of the communication, those stunts, those blitz, the blitzes that the Jets are going to be sending. You have to communicate up front. If that O-line is thinking that, that's the guy we're going to paint, but it's coming from over here, we're screwed. And then defensively, hey, man, we're in this coverage. We're not. That dude's running wide free. No, we don't need that either. So communication.
We're screwed.
Yeah. Communication. Pre-snap, post-snap. Early in the season, to me, communication is always something that I'm like focused, like hyper-focused on because there's so many moving pieces. There's so much nuance and newness that not everybody is on the same page. And that's typically why you see some wacky stuff happen in that first couple of weeks, man. So communication.
I think there is, I think communication might be the undervalued word or action that has to happen on a football field, because for those of us that have never been on a football field in the middle of a game, what does that mean? Right? Like, obviously we know what it means, right? Like, I know what it means, but like, but what does it mean? And how, so I think that's a really good point. And that's something that I need to also learn as I'm watching is, because I always know when the guys are confused. Now I can always go, oh God, we don't know the play.
It's easy to see the guys that are confused, but think about it, right? So for every 1 or 2 where you see it confused, all those other places where it doesn't happen, that means communication was good, right? Whether it was in the huddle, it was communicated fine, or even at the line of scrimmage when they're making a check, even if it's a simple alert, and you see everybody do this, that at least lets you know that everybody knows that you're going to check to the run play. You're checking to the second play versus 8 guys doing this, 2 guys doing this, and then you got that other guy in La La Land. He's just locked in. You're like, hey, bro.
I'm at home going, oh God, please run it to the left. He doesn't know what's going on.
Or you see it on defense, right? He's checking this.
Yeah.
They're doing this, and the guy's like, what? Turned around, ball snap.
hear you. I'm like,
You're
oh
like,
God.
no. That's always early in the season, though, man. Always.
Yeah,
And especially, like I said, when you're the road team as well, sometimes for the Steelers, road games are disadvantaged because the crowd is so crazy. Our crowd is going to be
true.
nuts, man. So it's like, it doesn't matter when you're out there. It's like, yo, they're just loud. So
Yeah,
now our communication is even more of a challenge. And it's a good problem to have, but it's like, you don't get that luxury always, you know? So it's like for
yeah.
the Steelers, they got to understand to over communicate. And that's where you'll see the hand signals as well as the verbal communication. And you still are trying to read body language on top of that because it's happening so fast. And like like we talked about with Patrick Quinn, it's like, hey, you get in the call, you're trying to breathe this, you're trying to relay this, you're trying to still process what's going on. You remember what happened on the other play, and it's like you're doing all this within like 20 seconds.
You know what I
Right?
need to do? Like, this is like, here goes my brain. Okay, please forgive me. Chat, if you think
You're
it's a
good.
crazy
You're
idea,
good.
just tell me. I feel like we need to have a show, like maybe on one of our Tuesday shows, and we can run it as if it's like 4 downs. And let's and like, you don't tell me the topic, right? Like, you just tell me the topic and then let's start that timer, because I need to actually see what it's like to be under that pressure of like, here's a play, right? We have, when do the helmets communication goes off?
Yeah, so you got 15 seconds of the helmet communication. But the thing is this, though, this is the funny part. Even us doing this exercise, you're sitting down, you're not tired. You didn't have to
and it's
chase
still going to
anybody.
be
You
hard.
hit anybody, and it's still so fast. Heck yeah.
Yeah, and
Because we're over
I
here
think
like,
I
okay,
don't
you ready? This the
realize.
call. Boop. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, now that was the call coming out the huddle, but they lined up in 2 by 2. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we in the first call. But look, now that slot receiver just motioned to make it 3 by 1. Whoa, okay, now we checking it this call. But your alignment has to change because you were walked out on that slot receiver at number 2. He motioned over 3 by 1. You better get back to that B gap. Otherwise, we got a massive hole right there. So you got to find your alignment all the way over there, and everybody has to communicate that
everybody
bump.
has to do it. It's just like I said. I mean, and it's why I love football. There's like so like it's the game, and then it's the game in the game, and then it's each players, and there's 11 players, and there's 11 players on their team, and then it's this, and then it's communication, and then it's crowd noise, and then it's rain, and then it's snowing, and then the ball, and it's like all of these things.
Hey, look, and we don't even talk about the travel part. We just look at the travel like that's just hey, it is what it is. People like, bro, there's a lot to go into this thing, man. It's a lot that goes into it. Absolutely, but you get paid to do the job.
To do it.
And that's why we always say, man, we're not looking for excuses. Show up, get it done. If you want sympathy, if you want empathy, if you want somebody to pat you on the back, go get a different field, go get a different job, man. At this level, we don't get that. And it is what it is. But that's also why dudes are very hardened and dudes are really like, you know, when they make a play, it's like, yo, I did that because you know what you've had to overcome to even put that uniform on. You feel me? To even get out there. It's like, man, so when you make that play, oh, you're gonna for sure. And I made this play. Absolutely. But that's the cool part about it, though. For sure.
I love it. Now, got to see those big boy dances.
Heck yeah. And look, that's the other fun part. All right. I want to see all those celebrations you've been working on all off season. Everybody got that new little thing they've been doing.
Yes, I want to see all of that.
You know what I'm saying? What's the new one? What we at this year? I don't even know what the new celebration is. All right. Me and my little son, we be over here. He got the tick. He be over here. Hey, Dad, this new celebration. I'm like, all right, man, I'm be doing it with you. Which one we on? All right, just tell me it. All right, so I'm ready.
Yeah,
but
I need to see the Viking celebration because they usually do a good job.
Oh, they always just something nuts. They flash mob.
They do. So sign me up. Like I'm here for it. I need all of that as well.
Hey, look, and I need my first defensive turnover so we can do our class picture. You know, got a photo shoot, end zone pop out. You know, got to have one of them. Heck yeah,
I love it.
Oh, but as we get into the end of it, as we backing in, did want to check right now in terms of Vegas. Shout out to DraftKings and company over there. Y'all know how we rocking with them, but they have us favorited. We are the favorites on the road, -2.5. So they got us winning essentially by 3 or more points. How you feeling about that? You think we should be favorited in this matchup on the road versus Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn, Sauce Gardner?
100%. Because we have better players than they do. We have better players than they do, and people trust our coaches more than they probably trust those coaches. And Steeler Nation might make this a road game for the Jets. Like, let's see. How many times have we seen the home team be like, we got to go to a silent count.
Silent count. All right. So
I'm excited. And it's the first game of the season. And one thing Coach Tomlin usually does really well is he's against lower quality quarterbacks. I'm trying to say that in the best way possible.
I like how you worded that right there. I see you over there. I see you. Yeah.
Really lower lower quality and an offensive line that can be had because for obvious reasons. I think it's right. I think it's spot on. And let's be honest, with the Steelers, 3 points. I mean, between 5 and 0 points is
You notice what we do. You know this. If it was up, if they said, "Hey, we're favored by 7," take the under.
I would
Take the
take
under.
always.
Take
I
the
would
under.
never
All
believe
right.
that. I would never,
Take the
we're
under.
not going to blow anybody out, and we're
We
not
don't blow
going to go
teams
over
out.
7 points.
All right. All right. But for sure, that 3 to 5 window, oh, you can get a lot of action in that 3 to 5. All right. 3 to 5 is your safe space. So
that's us. That's who we are. Okay. We take pride in that. Okay. That is exactly who we are.
Elite average.
There it is. Your heart has to be racing as soon as the game is over. And that's how you know Steelers football is back.
There it is, man. I cannot wait. I can't wait. This has been a blast. Shout out to Victory Formation. And I can't wait for Tuesday when we pull back up and hopefully we celebrating our first dub of the season.
Moats, you're going to know what I think about it before anybody else does. So, I mean, let's hope this goes well. Okay. I don't want my first one to be like, they're like, who is that? Like, what happened? Like, words. And they didn't. Like, so you all will see what I'm talking about, okay? And you'll see what I'm talking about. So I need this to go. I need this to go well. And I also want to say shout out to you. So Ian Eagle, I listen to him in the playoffs every year. I will not listen to my TV. I will actually listen to him call the game on the Westwood
broadcast.
It is the best listen in football. Wow. It doesn't even come. It is like masterful every year. I listen to him and I'm like, he's football to me. Wow. And so seeing him on here, I was like, one of those dudes, man. He's one of those dudes, man. Yeah. And so like, shout out to that episode. So if you haven't seen that episode, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Take some time. It's on the channel. Great time.
I just dropped this morning, man. Just dropped it this morning. So no, appreciate that though.
Oh, and also we will be back too on Tuesday. We're gonna keep talking about these quarterbacks. We're gonna keep talking about these college quarterbacks. So like everyone's like, what about? I'm like, trust me, we're in for the long haul.
They were upset. You saw the comment. He was like, yo, John Maytier. I said, look, we got him. All right. I talked where I say, yo, John Maytier has the best matchup this week. He's the only one that's playing anybody that's worth talking about. They play Oregon. Oklahoma State versus Oregon. I'm watching. TaNeisha gonna be locked in. We're gonna talk about them. All right. We're gonna talk about them. We're talking these quarterbacks, though. We got all
listen. We are locked in. Okay. Like there's like locked in and there's kind of like, but how locked in? We are locked in. So I'm just saying, like we're watching.
Yeah. All right. We feeling good. That's the other one. I knew something.
Oh yeah. They like, you know what's actually funny? When they do that and then they get like a touchdown caught on them. I'm like, oh my God. Can you take it off?
No. TaNeisha, what it gets me is this. You got beat. It was just a bad throw. It's almost like, boy, if you don't get back to the locker room, get back in the huddle. Boy, stop all that nonsense, man. All this tomfoolery over here. What?
I love
He just overthrew him. He was wild open by 5 yards. Man, cut it out. Yeah.
I love that. So before we end, who you have tonight? Dallas or Eagles?
So shout out for me though. Actually I have Dallas, man. I like Dallas in the matchup. I do like the fact that GP, I think that number one, in terms of the spread of it, that's the way I had actually articulated. I was like, man, in terms of because I want to say they had the Philly was, I want to say 6.5. Was it 6.5 or 7?
I think Philly might be about to run all over them.
Actually, no. So check it out. So it's a 7.5 point spread. So that's why I said Dallas, because in my mind, I'm like, Dallas loses the game as a whole, but Dallas not losing by 8 points or more. I think they lose in that 6-ish range just because offensively, I want to see how they're going in terms of Philly. How do they deal with CeeDee Lamb and GP? I think that's a different ball game. Healthy Dak is going to be slinging that rock, man. So that's kind of why I got that approach. But who you like? Who you got?
Offensive line problem. I think the Cowboys might have an offensive line problem. I will be honest though. I didn't watch any of these teams in the preseason, so I don't want to I'm just thinking out loud. I don't trust Dallas's offensive line at all. That's why they had to draft an offensive lineman in the first round because they needed it. Yep. And I like Philly's not change. They haven't changed anything. Like they're not adjusting. They're not revamped. Like this is who we are. Okay, we're coming after your quarterback. All right, we have Jalen Hurts. Y'all can't stop the run. We have Saquon Barkley. Y'all don't. You just lost parts. I don't know. I don't love Dallas in this game, but I will say this: it will be exciting to see who are these Eagles. Are these Eagles like those hungry Eagles that like don't want to lose a single game because
they were
don't
that last year? You're right.
Or are they going to be the Eagles where they're like, we're the Super Bowl champions. We're better than you. We know we're better than you. We'll figure this one out like in week 5, 6, 7. Like y'all got this one. But they're at home and it's against the Cowboys. Like, how do you not get up to play the Cowboys? I'm taking the Eagles.
Banner
I don't know if I'm taking
game.
the Eagles in the points though. But
okay. Because see, that's the part for me. I'm like, yeah, I like the Eagles to win the game, but do I like the Eagles to cover it? No, I think Dallas gonna find a way to backdoor that. Yeah.
Yeah, and those last minute, like, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, about that. Also, okay,
shout out to
Rod.
Vegas. Shout out to Vegas.
Rod, yeah, and Rod, listen. Okay, I was down on your Florida State Seminoles.
Oh, talk your talk, Rod. Dallas, talk your talk.
You were right. Okay, and I was like, whatever. But they have to continue to do better. But as of week 1, I see them. As of week 1, I see them. There you go.
There it is. And we're gonna see what's up with Bama too, man. Because maybe that was just a Bama thing. We don't know just yet. It's a lot. It's a lot of moving pieces with that one. All right.
Yeah.
But
I respect
shout out, man. Let's get it. TaNeisha, this was an absolute blast, man. I can't wait till we do this again, man. We got to watch this game. But yeah. Is there anything else you got before we get up out of here officially today?
No. If you want college football, anything, I have my Colorado video out. My Texas video is out. My Steelers video will officially release tomorrow. So it will be more about me talking like this. And I always take accountability. That is what I do. So
I'm glad you saw it. I'm just like, Ryan,
I'm just saying. I always take accountability. That is something I will always do. So just saying. Thank you for your comment.
Let's go. Well, y'all already know, man.
We're off the rails.
Let me get back locked in. Rod, it's your fault, Rod Dollar. It's your fault, bro. But we do appreciate everybody that did tap in today, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this new addition to our Thursday shows. Like I said, we're going to be doing this every Thursday that we stream in the season. TaNeisha will be joining us for Victory Formation, man. We focus heavily on the game preview. So like I said, man, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you subscribe to her channel as well on the Really Flawed Football channel. Don't forget to show her some love also. But we appreciate you. And until next time, baby. Peace. Bye.